Welcome, everybody. I'm Brian Garvey. I'm here with Rikki and Jason again from Profoundly. This series focuses on answering real questions from HubSpot Solutions Partners and providers, fast, honest, and unscripted. Rikki, this is a question for you. It's a good one. We got it through one of our partners. What's the biggest mistake you made scaling your HubSpot partner?
Fun. I get to relive some of those. Well, I guess like anybody growing a business, you make a lot of mistakes, and we were no different. Certainly made a ton of them, so picking a few big ones might be challenging. I'd say one of the lessons I learned several times because I fell back into the trap was spreading ourselves too thin. Like HubSpot and all of the surrounding services and ecosystem is a lot. So trying to do all of that, and with the partner that we were at the end of my journey, we were big enough that we had to try and do all of those things. So trying to do all of that is enough, and trying to do other things around that definitely took away our focus, moved leadership calories away where they should have been. So we tried doing things like, let's go and develop software because that'll be fun and easy and a different revenue stream. And we tried that a few times, and didn't work out so well. Turns out it's a very different business model that takes very different skills and a lot of investment. We also tried to launch like educational arms to the business, whether that's through community or courses or whatever it is. I'm sure I've missed out a dozen other things we tried to do, but the main takeaway from that was every time we tried to do it, they weren't the wrong ideas, they were the right things at the right time. It just simply took our focus away from our main business, and we just needed to help more people with HubSpot. And the more times that we shut those programs down and put all the calories back into the right places, we grew faster. I'd say that was probably the biggest mistake we made over the years. The second one was we did too much complexity too fast. Like there were times where, and it's similar to what we were talking about in spreading too thin, but you've got to think by the end of my journey, we were managing people in 25 countries. We had 15 offices up and running. We were dealing with dozens of currencies, dozens of languages. Ultimately, still a 300, 400 person company, so not like huge, but the complexity versus the revenue versus the team size was very large. So advice to partners there would be don't pick up unnecessary complexity where you don't necessarily need it. Or if you're going to do it in more of a gradual way than perhaps I threw myself into at times. And the last one, and it always comes back to this anyway, was like mistakes around people. I'd like to think we were nice people that ran a nice company and we tried to do things the right way. But very often that means we let people stay in a company that we knew were wrong for way too long. And that has such a damaging impact on clients, the other teammates who can ultimately see it. And all you're thinking in the background is, God, this person's such a nice person. I want it to work. Let's give them another chance. But your gut feeling told you in the first week that you were the wrong person. If I followed my gut more, we'd have got further faster for sure. So sometimes it's about making the hard decisions with people. And that was always the hardest part of business for me. How about you guys? Anything to
The
add?
complexity one is fascinating. Dharmesh said a lot of really smart things, has said a lot of really smart things over the years, but one that's always stood out to me, and I'm probably going to butcher this. So, Dharmesh, if you're watching, I apologize for mincing your words here, but it was something like, as a startup, you're battling to stay alive. Once you've established a product market fit and you've gotten a little bit of scale, your enemy is complexity. You're battling for simplicity, and that's just lived in my brain for years. It's so easy to over complicate things, and just boiling things down to the simplest version is so commonly the right move.
Yeah. You cited Dharmesh. I would cite Yamini. I think one of the things that she said that always resonated with me is the idea that like chaos is the natural state of things. If you let it, things will digress to total chaos. And so simplifying, being focused, being structured, planning for scale, like it's important to do.
I'm glad it wasn't just me that's made those mistakes then. So it sounds like good wisdom.